I'm Ezrah Raya reporting on the hottest issues and the biggest stories. This is the Manila Times. A grade 5 student dies after being slapped across the face by his teacher while in school. According to reports, 14-year-old Francis J. Gumikib was hit on the side of the head by his teacher after reporting his classmates who were being noisy during an exam in Peñafrancia Elementary School. Gumikib told his mother that the teacher pulled his collar and his hair before slapping him. After this, he repeatedly complained about severe headaches as well as pain in his ear on September 20. He continued to attend classes after the incident, and on September 26, he was rushed to the hospital after experiencing dizziness, vomiting, and loss of balance. Gumikib went into a coma and then passed away eventually on October 2nd. Department of Education Antipolo has formed a team to investigate the incident. Meanwhile, the school has placed the teacher on leave. Here with us today is Department of Justice Undersecretary Raul Vasquez. Welcome to the Manila Times, sir. USEC, one of the offices under your umbrella is child protection. So what is your reaction to the grade 5 student, Francis J. Gumikib, who died after being hit by his own teacher within school premises?
Good afternoon, Ezra, and it's my pleasure to be your guest in this afternoon in this interview. Regarding that unfortunate incident, it is really deplorable, and it's a sad event because supposed to be schools are the second home of our children, and in fact, the parents could give or surrender the custody, albeit temporarily, to the school and to their teachers, with the thinking that they would be cared for and protected. So that would be the height of irresponsibility and a violation of the trust and confidence. And under our concept of law, we have a situation where the parents, being the primary guardians, when they give custody to the school and to the teachers, effectively the teachers are considered as in loco parentis, meaning to say it's as if they are the second parents or just like parents. So for them to violate that mandate and that authority, it's a sad state.
Sir, the school, what the report said, when the parent came to the school, they wouldn't let the teacher face the parents, ano. So, pati ho yung school, pinag-leave pa nila yung teacher. So, parang pinoprotektahan pa po nila yung teacher, ano. So, pwede po ba yung ginagawa ng school?
Well, their primary responsibility should be the protection of the children. So if the school authorities did as what you said they did, then they could be made answerable before the Department of Education. Yeah, because of their failure to institute measures by which the children under their care would be properly protected and safeguarded from any harm or injury.
Sir, what are the possible cases that can be filed against the teacher, especially that it has been reported nga po na that the incident caused the injury of the student. So he went into a coma and eventually died on Monday. So ano po kaya yung mga pwedeng isampa na kaso?
Well, maraming kaso na pwedeng isampa dyan, Ezra. No? Number one would be homicide in relation to the Child Abuse Act, no? Which means to say that there will be a graver penalty than ordinary crime of homicide. Pero yun kasi, kailangan merong intent to kill. So, possible aspect niya, no? I'm not prejudging the case. I don't know about the circumstances, but if it was done negligently, then it would be reckless imprudence. Meron ding konsepto kasi tayo na it may not have been intended to cause the harm that was the result. In other words, sasabihin na wala namang intent to kill. Pero at the very least sa ganyan, may konsepto din tayo, may principle na tinatawag sa Latin, mag-Latin ako konti. La cosa de la cosa es cosa del mal cosa. Ang ibig sabihin nun, that's Spanish and it's basically anchored on the Latin precept. But the idea there is that you would be liable even if the act that you intended, it was not really that abhorrent or it's not a crime. So as long as an injury resulted from your act. So that's for the criminal aspect. The teacher could also be liable civilly for the damages that may have been incurred. So yung hospitalization, all incidental damages, plus yung potential ng bata, kung ano man yung future sana niya. And of course, yung sa pagkamatay niya, there is also a monetary penalty for that. Thirdly, administratively, pwede din siyang managot. Pwedeng maalis yung pagka-teacher niya sa PRC, or pwede din siyang makasuhan pa ng ibang ibang administrative charges if the evidence would so warrant. So at least criminally, civilly, and administratively, pwedeng isampa dyan sa nangyaring insidenteng yan.
Medyo tricky, sir, kasi simula nung sinampal niya yung bata nung September 20. So nakapasok ba daw ulit yung bata 3 days pa after nung incident, and then he complained about headaches and then was hospitalized, and then eventually went into a coma and died on October 2nd. So medyo indirect po, hindi po direct. Katulad po nung sinabi nyo, even though there was no intent to kill the child, but she is still liable. Sir, I have a question. With the damages you mentioned and the possible revocation of her PRC license, may jail time din po ba yun?
Yes, may jail time yan pag na ipakita sa ebidensya na kung may intent to kill, mas mataas. Pero pag imprudence, dahil lang sa negligence niya, hindi niya sinasadya, then mas mababa konti ang penalty. Pero mataas pa din dahil nga sa child abuse na aspect nito, na violation ng RA 7610. Ang importante ding isipin diyan na pwedeng maging issue sa factual circumstances ng kaso. Kaya kakailanganin siguro dito, Ezra, na magkaroon ng malalibang autopsy. Dito sa Department of Justice kasi, merong authority na yung fiscal na mag-require ng automatic autopsy in cases of suspicious deaths, especially if it is one that involves children. And just like in this case. So pwedeng magpa-autopsy automatically para malaman kung ano ba talaga ang tunay na rason yung pagkamatay ng bata. Number one, ito yung sabi mo nga tricky and complicated, and you're very right. You hit that spot on. It's possible na meron siyang underlying condition na pag konting mauntog lang yung ulo, mawala yung balance niya, merong epekto sa katauhan niya at sa kalusugan niya. Meron din yung aspeto niyaan na dahil sa paglampas ng panahon, pwedeng sabihin ng depensa na wala ng causality. Kasi importante yan sa criminal case. Yung causality, yung violation mo o yung offensang ginawa mo ay nagdudulot o nagre-resulta ng pagkamatay o pagkaroon ng injury sa tao. Kung meron ng discernible or substantial lapsing of time, merong nabe-break yung cause and effect. Parang Pavlovian sa criminal case ba yan Kailangan may cause and effect. Yung ginawa mo, nagresulta ng kamatayan o sugat o injury. Kung merong break doon at yung break na to ay substantial, that could be a factual issue that has to be discussed and extensively studied by the prosecutors and the investigators.
Sir, lastly, what is your advice to educators and schools in treating their students and keeping them safe to ensure na hindi na ho ito mauulit in the future?
Actually, we don't have to remind them at all because they know their duty as second parents. Itong konseptong sinabi ko nga in loco parentis eh. Yan bilang magulang, number one sa kanila ang kapakanan ng bata. Hindi nga po pwede yung capital punishment sa mga bata na sa ngayon eh. Kahit na sa physical man or psychological or emotional, mental, you're not supposed to perform any act that would degrade the identity, the humanity of any person, especially a child. Kasi hindi mo malalaman kung anong epekto nung ginawa mong panluloko, pang-aabuso sa isang bata sa kanyang pag-iisip, sa kanyang katauhan, sa kanyang health, kanyang kalusugan. So, ang advice diyan is they have to do their duties as educators, as second parents, and as a human being in respecting the rights of vulnerable individuals, especially that is one thing that they ought to know and they should know. And violating that means that they would have to answer to the authorities and to the aggrieved parents of any child.
Sir, there was another instance not so long ago, of another student, grade 5 also, female na 11 years old, na na-rape din ng teacher sa school. So, do you think the DepEd must revisit that somewhat of a training or an order to the schools about these types of incidents?
Yes, certainly. Kasi alam mo ba yung kung rape na sinasabi mo, yan kasi merong puwersa eh. Kahit nga walang puwersa, kung magkaroon ka ng relasyon sa isang bata na 12 years or less, statutory rape na kagad yan. And then kung magkakaroon ka pa ng relasyon, kahit nasabi mo girlfriend mo or what, at the very least, qualified seduction yan. Kung ano man, maraming pwedeng krimen or abuso na pwedeng mangyari sa isang relasyon in an atmosphere of a student and teacher relationship. Kasi nga merong trust and confidence, merong isang control situation, di ba? And that's where the abuse could come in dahil bata nga maniniwala kung anong sasabihin ng teacher or bata matreten, bigyan ng ibabagsak kita or what. Marami ding sitwasyon na ganyan. So itong mga sitwasyon na yan dapat pagtuunan ng mas mariing pansin ng ating mga otoridad, partikular ang Department of Education. At pati na rin kahit nga kolehiyo, kung pag-iisipin mo yung Commission on Higher Education, Ezrah, kailangan talagang pag-ibayuhin nila ang pagtingin at supervise sa mga lahat ng eskwelahan, kung elementary man, high school, or college. Kasi nga dapat yung trust and confidence na nakaatang sa kanilang mga kamay at nasa kanilang balikat ay kailangan nilang i-embrace at gawin na walang pasubali at walang reserbasyon.
Maraming salamat po dun, sir. Katulad po ng sinabi nyo, the institutions, the DepEd, and as well, all of the schools basically have to revisit and be more careful when dealing with students. Thank you so much, Department of Justice Undersecretary Raul Vasquez. Maraming salamat po.